Today, I'm really happy to introduce our nose sun shield. This is going to be for your horses with pink noses or sensitive noses, whether they're sensitive to getting too much moisture or too much sun exposure, or even just like bugs and dust. This blocks a lot of that stuff from their nose area. I have a pink nosed horse that always gets sunburnt or rubs just from the excess moisture in the grass, and this sun shield has kept his nose very pink and soft and not sunburnt or crusty in any way. So I love this product. It's helped so much for my white and pink nosed guys. So one of the things I love about it is that it has a bunch of different options for how it anchors to the muzzle and the straps. The Velcro straps act as your corner straps in the front, and they block those front corners and anchor your additional straps. This material is super breathable. It is blocks the harmful rays of the sun, but even if it is wet, it's really breathable and light and super durable. I have kind of put it through the ringer and it's held up so well. Even if it's gotten a little dirty, it's super durable, super breathable. So I actually tested it myself by getting it wet and seeing if I could breathe through it. So the way that you're gonna put it on, there's a kind of a bunch of different options really, but basically that top loop is gonna go through your front muzzle strap right there. You can either, I looped it just through the top half of that strap by undoing the buckle. You could also just put it around the whole buckle, but that gives you the ability to kind of allow it to fit up a little higher or a little lower depending on your preference. And after doing this, I'd actually recommend doing the Velcro part first, but really it's not that hard either way. And then here you have two little loops on the side. You can use one or both, and I'm gonna send my bottom loop through the entire buckle and just kind of cinch it down to where it sits right about at the top of the muzzle. And then I'm gonna send my other strap through the halter square and then down through the second loop, so that's kind of trapped up at the top half of that buckle. Like I said, there's a bunch of different ways that you could do this, and you can kind of play around with it to get it sitting exactly where you want. If you have a horse with a longer nose, you might decide to anchor it a little differently so it sits a little lower or a little higher depending on where they need that sun protection. So then you would just do the other side. So you can pause here and do that if you need to. And so now I'm gonna show you the Velcro. So it folds over on itself and sticks back to itself. So basically you're just gonna undo it, loop it around the corner of the muzzle, and then match it back up to itself at whatever level gets it sitting where you want it. And then you'll do the same on the top, going around the halter noseband and then just sticking it back down to itself underneath. And you just want to make sure it's matched up really nicely and laying nice and flat. I haven't had to tape these down, but if you feel like your horse is extra destructive, you could do like a little loop of electric tape at the top or the bottom. But for the most part, these have done really well and been pretty durable. You do want it to be fitting kind of loosely, so it's kind of blousing out away from your horse's nose, especially if they have really sensitive nostrils. So it's designed to fit a little loose and be almost a little puffy, if that makes sense, just to give them plenty of space for their nose and then also breathability. So here it is again. We really love it. It has been a game changer for my paint horse who has the white face and the pink nostrils. We find that sun is a big factor, but also moisture from the dew. And what happens when they graze along is that they get a lot of moisture on their nose, but this shield actually catches most of that moisture and keeps it from being directly on their face, which can also help with keeping their cute little noses from getting rubbed. We hope you love it as much as I do.